I'm looking at the screen and I'm gonna zoom over into this next pocket. I'm just taking my cursor and going right over, and I'm looking and look right here, what I've just found. I'm gonna get my cursor down. There's a depth highlighted spot, 6 to 9 foot in the very back of a pocket, makes a little point. And I'm gonna be so confident that I'm gonna catch them right there. I would almost go ahead and waypoint that area to about right here. That's the exact duplicate of where I just caught them right here. So let's idle to that area and see if it's back there. But to me, that's all pattern fishing is. Springtime is duplicating what just worked. Finding what they're on, whether you can read it on a depth finder, read it on the shoreline, and then being able to recreate that picture over and over. And 99% of the time, there's gonna be fish there. There's one right there. That's a big one right there. I ain't even got him turned yet. This is a bass. This is showing off bass now. He's hooking in the side of the gill plate, but he's a fatty. That's another fatty. And all we did then, we come, you know, we're working off the pattern that we was on a minute ago by using the depth highlight chart to find the correct depth we was looking for. And I got back in the area where I seen that chart and I fished it. It was kind of flat, didn't have much structure there. So I come over here and got on the last bend, and I've caught 2 in a row right there. So let's see if we can't duplicate that again. And these fish will get on the last piece of a bluff or deep water coming into one of these long pockets and stack up on it and just sit right there and hold. So now, if I was in a tournament situation, I have 2 different structures to look for. I've caught 2 off the last transition bluff in the very back of a pocket, and I've caught 2 pretty good ones off some isolated rock on a secondary point right at the back of a pocket. So I got 2 things to look for. So things are looking up for the A-team. You know, we're talking about the last little bit of deep water in the back of a creek, and I'm talking about the little bluff transitions. And as you can see, this shoreline right here, it's not just rock, it's little shelves that break off. You can see some down here in front of me that they're actually above the water, and it's just little rock shelves or a little bit small bluffs, and they drop off. And this shoreline is kind of deeper. It's on a 45, and this is sitting at 8 foot, throwing up in 3 or 4. Behind me is a real shallow flat. So right there is the perfect little staging area for springtime bass. Just little old rocky shelves and bluffs, last little old swings in the back of a creek, deep water dipping in. This is a pre-spawn pattern, but a lot of times after the fish spawn, they'll actually use some of this same route to come back out post-spawn. You know, the difference is you might just be throwing this same little old channel swing bank with a popper. You really see these contour lines, and it creates that little deep edge. You can read it faster, and then life gets good. There's one right there, you see? Oh my, what do we got here? We've got a little old bass that said, "I like your crankbait." That's a pretty good bite right there and a pretty good sign when you see them get your crankbait. And look at this, folks. This is what it's all about. That's when you know it's getting right. And it could be a couple things. Yeah, it could be the right color. It could be the right size, and it could be that the wind has actually picked up just enough to make the fish react different. So, all right, that's what we're looking for, like at Table Rock in the Ozark area. These are the type fish it takes to put together a bag to win. You know, I'm throwing a rock crawler right here. This is a Spro rock crawler, throwing a DT10. I'm not sponsored by either one of these companies. I'm simply gonna throw baits that I believe in. You know, and that's the key in the spring is, for me, is fishing baits you believe in. I got 2 different patterns in the first couple hours I fished on ways that I could catch them. And we'll go over one more time. Transitions in the back of a creek, whether it's a bluff at the tail end, the last deep water, secondary points with structure off of them, isolated rocks. Remember, you don't have to have a picture perfect place to catch a 20-pound bag. Let the depth finder show you the subtleties under the water. Use your crankbaits, change your line, get the plug down, feel what's on the bottom, stay pretty content with it. Don't overfish it, don't like burning it down the bank. You're gonna have great success. So for me, if I had a tournament to start tomorrow, I think I'd be ready.